Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaRachak Kodash. Alright, the bonus of the apostles and others at Millstone who were well and taught us this 100% truth. Alright, much peace and blessings spent to you whole food like thou to push not this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. Alright, to you I can say Shalom. So this video was originally supposed to be uploaded yesterday, but due to a delay, I have to reschedule it into now. But this is supposed to be a comment board video going off of this bug out named Pitch Buckets. And his comment reads, so in your theory, God had an ultimate plan since the beginning of time to have a nuclear war that decimates humanity? Then what's the point of living if it was already planned? Are we just characters in a book that was already written? And you have Yaki say yes. These are not theories, these are prophetic facts, and that's true because that word theory, look into the definition of it. That word theory, if I can get it out, is basically an idea used to account for a situation or justify a course of action. You know, basically, in other words, a carefully thought out explanation for observations of something, you know? Alright, but this ain't a carefully thought out explanation. We're not just, bringing certain facts to comprise the basis of a certain subject. No, man. Alright, we believe it's gonna happen. We're not just gonna freaking come up with this and that and then add it to this. No. Alright, a part of our faith is these prophecies. So like the Yagi said, this is all prophetic facts. Alright, we believe it's gonna happen. So then the Yagi brought out Isaiah the 45th chapter verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I the Lord do all these things. And that's true because that's a just balance right there. So I'm gonna start off in the book of Proverbs 11th chapter verse 1, and it reads, a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. And that word abomination, it basically means a disregard for, basically disgust or hatred. So the Lord has a disregard for a false balance. All right. And the Christian churches teaches you that the Lord's all love and that He's willing to forgive you for every single sin you make and whatnot. The Lord loves the sinner but hates the sin. That's all BS, man. All right. That's all BS. Because that's not a just balance. A just balance consists of the Lord loving but hating at the same time. Alright, just like how the scriptures say, I love Jacob and I hated Esau. That's a just balance right there. And another example would be how He beat us down on this side of the world. Gave us the worst of the worst. But just like that, how He gave us the worst of the worst, He's gonna give us the best of the best. That's a just balance right there, man. But a just weight is His delight. Alright, so anyways, to answer this guy's questions, and this guy was a bug out. Alright, he ended up responding and saying a stupid comment. But anyways, to answer his questions, he said, God had an ultimate plan since the beginning of time to have a nuclear war that decimates humanity? And the answer is yes, man. Alright, he did. This is his movie. Slacky, but this is his movie. We always say that because the Lord could do whatever the hell He wants, man. We can't do anything. We're just characters, man. Like the dude said. So I'm gonna start off in the book of Isaiah the 46th chapter verse 10. And it reads, declaring the end from the beginning. Alright, and from ancient times of things that are not yet done. And how did the Lord declare the end? The end of what? What's the end? The end of this world. Which the end of this world basically refers to the end of Esau's rulership. Alright, because as the scriptures say, Esau's the end, but Jacob's the beginning. Roughly paraphrasing right there. Because who was really talking about that? The end of Esau's rulership. And that's how we know that we're at the end. Because Esau is in rulership, and you're seeing all these prophecies come into pass. That's why you can't call, alright, what's gonna happen a theory. Alright, because if you see them come into pass, how can you call it a theory? That's stupid. But declaring the end from the beginning, how the Lord declared the end from the beginning, or He didn't come down Himself and say, all right, hear this word, oh people. No, man. He sent His prophets, man, His servants, the prophets, His mouthpieces, to declare the end from the beginning. All right, just look at the prophets of old, such as Jeremiah, Isaiah. They all prophesied about Babylon. And they didn't know what the hell they were saying. But that was because they were really prophesying about this current kingdom, man. and from the ancient times the things that are not yet done, because a lot of those prophecies, like Isaiah 4:1 and such to such, they didn't come to pass back then. Alright, they're gonna happen though. Alright, you got some bug out there, some so-called scholars that be saying Isaiah 4:1 already happened. And they be giving you some stupid freaking, some stupid explanation that makes no sense. That's not even scriptural, but man, that's because they don't got the understanding. But it goes on to say, from the ancient times that things are not yet done. Alright, saying my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Because the Lord can do whatever the hell he wants, man. This is his movie, as we say. So if he wants to destroy this guy, he's gonna do it. Or if he wants to keep this guy alive, he's gonna do it. Or if he wants to give a kingdom to a different, that's what he did, man. It's all by his will. So there's a book of Proverbs, 16th chapter, verse 4, and it reads, "The Lord hath made all things for himself," and I can be using this, scripture to apply it to Esau Edom being destroyed. He's gonna trip on his own snare, which are those ICBMs, man. So the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Alright, the Lord made all things for himself. Alright, it's all for his pleasure, man. So the Lord could do whatever the hell he wants to do, man. Alright, this is the book of Ezekiel, the 18th chapter, verse 4. It just came into my head, but it reads, "Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die." Hey, see, so look, these are all the Lord's souls, man. Hence, why another title of him is the Father, the Father of spirits. Alright, because we're all his, man, and he could do whatever the hell he wants to do with us, man. And he gave us our lots, he gave us our roles, man. Alright. So it said, then what's the point of living? The guy said, then what's the point of living if it was already written? Well, the point of living is to play it out, man. Alright, the hell are you talking about? We have to live what was already planned. Because this is the Lord's movie, man. We're just fulfilling our lots. And then he said, "Are we just characters in a book that was already written?" The answer is yes, man. We are characters, man. Alright, so I can get out in the book of Job. Go with me, Akim. Alright, the book of Job, the 33rd chapter, verse 15. "In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction." And that's by way of the angels, man. Alright, because when you go to sleep, you're basically being fed the instructions for the next day. Alright? You're basically, the angels basically giving you your like in the acting, what they do is that they give you a little booklet full of the words you gotta practice, rehearsal. That's basically what the Lord is doing, with the angels. They're feeding you your instruction. Alright, you're gonna do this, you're gonna say that. Alright? Then he openeth the ears of men to let the instruction. And that's where you get the scenario of a child, going to the room of their parents and then just telling them, "You will buy me, this and that, you will do this, you will clean the house." And you got the parents while they're asleep, mumbling that, "I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." And they actually end up doing it. Why? Because they get it from this verse right here. Then he openeth the ears of men and seal up their instruction. Alright, because these angels are really whispering us our instruction, when we're asleep. Alright, so anyways, also to add on to the first question he made, which was God had an ultimate plan since the beginning of time of a nuclear war that decimates humanity. Also to add on, that's why in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, talks about, "If you shall not go through the straight and narrow, you shall never receive the inheritance thereof," right? The kingdom. Because these are basically birth pains for the kingdom, man. All these things have to happen for the kingdom. Alright? Because the Lord prophesied about how we shall establish a kingdom which shall never fall, neither shall be given to the hands of other people, but it shall be ruled none other by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And along with them are gonna be the Israelites, man. Alright, the men of the Lord. Because the scriptures say we're gonna be joint heirs with them. Right? So these are basically birth pains. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, verse 35, and it reads, "Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord." And who are those servants? The men of the Lord, alright, the elect, because they're going to be the only ones to understand these things and take heed in these latter times, alright, to help the tutors, because they have a disregard for the truth, man. All right, they really have a disregard for the Lord, disdain for Him. Because they wave around the Bible, back and forth saying I love God and whatnot, but when they actually read it, they get cut and they get butthurt about it. But continuing on, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And one of those plagues being war. And, given the fact that these, leading superpowers have nuclear capabilities, what then? You always see them on the news, threatening each other, talking about if America leads an offense, all right, we're gonna, it's gonna lead to a global catastrophe because we're gonna retaliate with that fire, man. And what do you see Russia doing right now? They be literally throwing those missiles, but also at the same time, you've been in Telegram and you be watching the World War III news, and they just immediately it's like full feed, They update you. They give you updates every 10 minutes and whatnot, and you actually be hearing residents over there in Ukraine talking about how it's really Ukraine shelling their own people. So I don't know what's up, but I don't know what the true narrative is, but you're basically seeing a lot of fire hit those places, man. Why? Because they have nuclear capabilities. So that fire is gonna come along with that war. So behold, the plagues are on nigh and are not slack. Yeah, man, because although you don't see them happening directly to you in front of your face right now, they're gonna happen whether tomorrow or in 2 days. All right, because we're at the end. All right, the Lord ain't gonna just put everything to a halt for 5 months, and then after that 5-month hiatus, everything's gonna go bad again. No, man, that's not how the Lord works. Everything is speeding up, man. The Lord's speeding up the pace right now. Hey, because we believe that is it, man, the last year. But anyways, verse 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringing forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her wombs, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. All right, see, so this great tribulation that's at hand, man, is being described to as a woman in travail, in great pains. Why? Because these are birth pains for the kingdom. All right, you can't have all these heathen empires ruling alongside Yahweh's great kingdom. No, man. That's why the scriptures talk about how Yahweh shall come down and subdue all nations, man. All right, because He's coming here to destroy, and these ICBMs are gonna do their part in engulfing the whole earth in flames, and Yahweh is even gonna do that with those chariots, man. All right, just think about what's gonna happen. As the scriptures say, there was a war in heaven, because the angels are gonna fight against Esau and his jets and whatnot, but ultimately we all know the heathen are nothing but men. They're not gonna overtake Yahweh Shai. The hell. All right, so basically, once all these nations literally destroy themselves in that fire, Yahweh Shai is gonna establish a kingdom, because no one else shall, have the audacity to even, gird up their loins and rule and stand for. No, man, it's only gonna be the Israelite nation. Yahweh Shai is gonna establish His kingdom, and who's gonna be joining heirs with them? All right, the men of the Lord. The elect, and then the rest of the nation of Israel, because we're gonna be joint heirs, as the scriptures say. And who's gonna build our kingdom from the ground up? All right, the heathen nations. All right, so this is basically a birth pain, man. Birth pains for the kingdom. Because all these things have to happen for the kingdom. All right, and this is in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter. We have to go through that straight and narrow to receive the inheritance, which is that kingdom. So we're waiting, man. We're waiting. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Hey, all you hear is the citizens. They all talk about, damn, what's happening right now over there in Ukraine is really scary and sad. No, man, it's not sad and scary. All right, we're excited, man. This is exciting times. But with that being said, I hope this video was edifying. Lord, we continue to push. And shalom.